Could you move away from me for a bit? There's a little leaf over there.
In every video, I am constantly experimenting with something new. But honestly, I never thought that I'd be experimenting with a chicken. This experiment isn't going to be massive, but I think it'll still be interesting. You might have noticed that the footage in our video looks quite pleasant, and that the image remains stable even when I'm moving, like when I'm running. The camera seems to float. This is because we shoot our videos with a stabilizer. It's a device that stabilizes the image during movement with a Steadicam. For comparison, here's what the image looks like without a stabilizer. Look, I'm starting to run, and it looks like this. The difference between having a stabilizer and not having one is absolutely enormous. This mechanism completely eliminates all the vibrations and shaking caused by the operator's movements during motion. Now, it's hard to believe, but a similar mechanism exists in this chicken's head. I don't know how this huge contraption that Sergey is holding in his hand fits. What's up? Let me tell them. It's my turn. Please, let me say it, okay? I think you understand. It's reading my mind right now. Where's the button? That's it. In short, I don't know how this huge contraption fits in her head. It feels like this chicken has nothing in her head except for this contraption. Okay, that was a bit mean, right? Okay, let me show you how the stabilizer works in the head of a chicken. Look, guys, we've taken a chicken and we're gently rotating her. Her head remains maximally static, almost without any movement. And now, watch how I rotate the chicken while she remains practically unshaken. For those who don't know why this happens, let me briefly explain. Chickens have fixed pupils. That means when a human follows an object, they just need to move their eyes to stabilize the image. In the same situation, a chicken has to control its head. The camera's equivalent of this function is the stabilizer. As for me, it's not working. Clearly, she has some stabilization, but it's not for attaching a camera. So, easy, calm down. Ooh, cock-a-doodle-doo. You're free, run. Now, let's move on to the next experiment. Since today's video is all about chickens, we've decided to conduct several different experiments. A couple of them, to be more specific, 6 of them. And now we're moving on to the second one. Are chickens really as dumb as people say? Has anyone ever heard a positive phrase relating to chickens? Personally, I haven't, but I have heard plenty of negative phrases. Guys, have you ever heard any?
As dumb as a chicken.
Your brain is the size of a chicken.
You have chicken brains. When I was in school, they often told me that I write like a chicken with its claw. This, of course, has nothing to do with the brain, but at the same time, it doesn't paint chickens in the best light.
In short, I think you've got the message. Now we just need to check. We've prepared 3 different tests for the chickens: a glass cube, a ladder, and an octagon. We'll start with the first one, the cube. We'll fill it with oats and then observe their reaction. Will they figure out that they need to fly over the top, or will they just keep bumping into the glass? On your marks, get set, go. This is actually quite funny. Chickens, you've lost. The food is over there. Are you clever? Oh, no. Turns out we already have one clever chicken. She just understands that it's pointless over there, and she doesn't even go there. So we've decided to do this. We're gonna put one chicken in the aquarium and see if the other chickens figure out that they should also get in. Clearly not. Stupid. Now let's try to take out the chicken that was in the aquarium. Will she figure out how to get back in? How did this happen? How did I end up in there, huh? It was so easy. They couldn't handle the first test. So I suggest we move on to the second one. In front of us is an octagonal pen. In the middle of it, there's a table. With this simple setup, we can also test the intellect of the chicken. For this, we only need a piece of string and a cherry. We tie one end to the cherry and gently attach the other end to the chicken's leg. The rest of the scenario, I think, is pretty obvious. The chicken will probably run around, the cherry will move, the chicken will think the cherry is alive and will chase it. So to solve this puzzle, all she needs to do is stop and go in the opposite direction. We'll find out if the chicken figures it out. So let me tell you, it's not the smartest chicken. Instead of turning around and going back, she decides to peck at the cardboard and the floor. I have a feeling this will be endless. She'll just keep walking around that pole and never figure it out in her life. At least that's how it looks for now. Look, she stopped. Maybe she'll turn around? Ah, no, look. Honestly, in my opinion, this happened entirely by chance. If she hadn't stopped and started acting foolish, I think she wouldn't have even seen the cherry. So let's consider it her luck due to her own stupidity. All right, we're clear with the poll. Now we move on to the third puzzle. Next, we will test the intellect of the chicken using the steps. We've hung the cherry. The chicken won't reach it, but if she uses these steps to climb up to this platform, eating the cherry will be no problem at all. Well,
Well,
there it is. Here's the cherry. Take it. Hey, give it, let it go, stay, wait.
She's holding on
let
to
go. Since she doesn't seem to understand that she needs to climb and jump, she's happily pecking at everything on the floor, so I suggest testing the chicken's intelligence in another way. As you may recall, we have oats. We decided to spread it on a sheet of paper, and as a result, we've got an image like this. If I were a chicken, I would probably get confused also, but let's see how it goes in reality. Chip, 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 chip. For now, it's unclear what they're pecking at because there are still a lot of grains. But I think they'll finish them all, and then it'll be interesting. Actually, I'm noticing right now that they're consistently pecking only at the grains that are actually grains. Have they figured it out? What?
do you want some too?
Maybe they were just pecking or something.
Get away from me. There's a leaf over there. What do you need from me?
What can I say? The chickens turned out to be not as dumb as I thought. They struggled with more complex tasks, but when it comes to distinguishing real grains from the drawn ones, they had almost no problem. You could see it when the chickens tried to move their feet, attempting to set all these grains in motion, but they remained static because it's a drawing, and they understood that it wasn't real. However, occasionally they approached, pecking at something, realized it wasn't real grains, and then walked away. So in summary, chickens are somewhat foolish, but there's a spark of intelligence there. After all, they're animals, and they can't think as comprehensive as humans do. They follow their instincts. In this case, it was an instinct. Now let's move on to the next experiment. The next experiment I want to conduct is related to a well-known saying. I'm sure you've all heard it, hens don't peck at money. We won't delve into the meaning of this idiom now, as we're not in an English grammar and literature class. It's interesting to see how true this phrase is. I wouldn't test it if I hadn't found numerous resources online claiming that chickens really don't peck at coins. Considering how confidently this is stated on websites, I thought, is this real or not? Can you just throw coins to them and they won't even peck at them? Well, knowing chickens, they'd usually pounce on anything that you throw to them and try it out. They're just going to go for it. We have 5 chickens. We also have grain. In theory, if I throw them grain now, they will definitely rush to it and start eating it. As you can see, the chickens are pecking at the grain. We also have earthworms. Chickens, do you want some meat? Cheep, cheep, cheep. They love this stuff. In conclusion, chickens peck at worms. Now, we'll try throwing coins. Will they really ignore them and not peck at them? Let's find out. Here we go.
I think initially they'll run after the coin, but probably won't peck at it though.
They will be scared by the sound of the coin and scatter.
I think the chickens are drawn to money.
They'll come close, give it a try, and then run away.
Personally, for some reason, I believe that the chickens will still approach, peck at it, and maybe touch the coins with their beaks, but not eat it. They'll understand it's inedible and won't go for it. Is everyone ready to find out if we've been deceived all this time or not? Chickens, food, almost real. Conclusion, the proverb is false. As soon as we threw the coins, the chickens immediately rushed over and started pecking at them. Now, I had this theory in my head that chickens wouldn't peck at coins simply because they'd be scared of the noise. But that didn't stop them. They just swarmed and started pecking. So now I can confidently state that the proverb needs to be changed. Hens don't eat money is how it should be. Because they did peck at it, but eating, well, are they really that dumb? So you can now write and promote the new saying everywhere. We need to move away from the old one. We need to speak the truth. Okay, have you ever wondered about the speed at which a chicken can run? I never really thought about it, but during today's experiment, we had to periodically chase after the chickens, and it was sometimes challenging because they run quite fast. So we were left wondering, when it comes down to it, how fast can they actually run? We have a treadmill, and its speed ranges from 1 kilometer per hour to 15 kilometers per hour. That's pretty fast. Turn it off! Faster! I do, of course, doubt that we'll need to use the treadmill at its full power today. Chickens are unlikely to run at such a speed, but still, I am curious to know their peak speed, and for that, we decided to use the treadmill. In order for the chicken to have a reason to run on the treadmill and not stand in one place, we decided to give it some motivation in the form of food. All right, chicken, now you just need to run a little bit. I understand you're hungry, but wait, are you ready? Wait a second, there's a lot of food in front of you. As soon as she starts pecking at the food, she immediately stops. Look. Let's set the speed to 1.5. She handles 1.5 kilometers at no problem. She doesn't understand that the food is in one place and she's moving. Okay, let's try 2 kilometers per hour. I think it's becoming a bit challenging for her, and she stops focusing on the food and immediately jumps off the treadmill. Shall we try it again? Do you want to try? I think she's not saying anything, but we'll try. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, if you hold her back slightly, she can handle this speed, but then she stops concentrating on the food. Let's add another 0.5 kilometer per hour. All right, she can't handle that. 2.5 kilometers per hour is too much for her. Too much. When we were chasing her just like that, not on the treadmill, her speed was clearly more than 2.5 kilometers per hour. But apparently on the treadmill itself, she feels Well, she doesn't understand what's happening. The ground is moving beneath her feet, but her location isn't changing. So she thinks she's standing still, so why would she move?
Who, if not you, understands the chicken?
Maybe that's how she thinks. Maybe something else. Who knows what a chicken thinks? But the essence remains the same. When she reaches 2.5 kilometers per hour, she stops concentrating on food and stops. Because running on a treadmill is very uncomfortable for a chicken, we decided to take her outside for a more comfortable environment to test her speed. I have a phone in my hand with a speedometer app on it, and I'll try to run at the exact same speed as the chicken and try to chase her. So that's how we'll determine how fast she runs. After chasing the chicken for almost 8 minutes, the maximum peak speed we reached was 8 kilometers per hour. But to be honest, the chicken didn't seem very afraid of me. Periodically, she just stopped to peck at the ground. So if there was a real threat in front of her, I think she could reach a much higher speed. I read online that they can reach 10 kilometers per hour, but here was 8, so approximately for a few seconds. So that's the result of this experiment. Next, the 5th experiment. I borrowed this one from a video about dogs, where we tried to find out dogs' preferences, which kind of food they like better. As it turned out, dogs love sausages the most. But with dogs, that was quite predictable. Very predictable, to be honest. But what will the chickens choose? How will they react to new food? For the chickens, we prepared 8 plates, and we will put different types of feed in each of these different plates. Dandelion leaves, cucumber, carrot, oats. Additionally, we decided to add some tasty and sweet treats, cranberries, bananas, and grapes.
I think the chickens will try everything first, but they will stop at corn and oats.
Grapes.
Corn and oats.
Chickens will choose grapes and oats.
Maggots or cucumbers.
I'm absolutely certain, maybe even 1,000%, that the chickens will choose different things. It's just random because they're stupid. Based on all the experiments today, they're clearly not guided by logic. It's either random or it's by luck. So let's release the first chicken. I didn't expect this. Wonderful. Here's the chicken. What is this stupid chickens? She took everything. She just spilled it all and left. Look at this creature. All right, let's gather everything up and release the next one. Come on, madame. Come out. Pecking at the carrots. She'll peck at something else now. Chicken. Look, she stopped at cucumbers. And she'll peck at the grass too. All right, her choice is clear. Let's release the next chicken. Absolutely random.
They seem to want the berries.
The oats are right next to her, but for some reason, she doesn't want to eat them. Instead, she's trying to grab something else. Let's now remove the bananas. You guys, look, she really doesn't want to eat the oats. They're right in front of her. She doesn't like them. Let's release the next chicken. Give me the next one. All right, I'm going now. Gee, what a tough choice. Carrots or cucumbers? Carrots or cucumbers? Chickens. What can you say? There's food there. Well, if so, then I'm going. This is the first chicken that decided to take the oats. In my opinion, it's just plain random. It's nothing more. Next one. Yeah, there's food. Look. This looks very strange. She's really trying to make a choice. Very good. Okay, somehow you're not very decisive today. In life, you need to be much more confident and not goof it.
The tastiest for him.
While the last chicken finishes the last silkworm larvae, I'll summarize. Most of the time, the chickens chose what was closer to their feet, or closer to the descent. But most of their appetite was shown for the products that were wet, such as cranberries, cucumbers, and bananas. They also liked the silkworm larva. They liked grass the least, and they didn't eat it for very long. But what they hardly ate at all was the grapes. And the only reason why they didn't like them was because they were the farthest away. So that's how the experiment turned out. But now we will conduct the last experiment for the day, the 6th experiment. I decided to save the most interesting one for last, and this experiment, by the way, I also borrowed from the video about dogs. It is a mirrored labyrinth. When we introduced the dogs to the labyrinth, they couldn't care less. They didn't react to the mirrors at all. This is probably because they usually live at home where they encounter these mirrors all the time. It's not something new or surprising for them. However, chickens live in a chicken coop where there are no mirrors and they have probably never seen them before. They've never experienced this.
Wait, where are you? I can't see you. You got lost here.
There are no mirrors here. Well, it will be a new adventure for you. You probably have never seen a mirror in your life. She has never even seen herself. Right now, you'll discover a lot of new things about yourself. I hope she won't get scared when she realizes she's a chicken. Oh. Come on in, let's go.
She goes along the wall and then, like, file error. No way, a stress test.
Look, she's passing through without any problems. She's not pecking at anything. She's just gonna go through without any problems. She started getting agitated when she saw her reflection. Oh, there it goes. Here's a dead end.
Well, she started well, and then she got scared.
She's probably never seen so many chickens in all her life. It's just that when she's in her chicken coop, there are probably about 10 of them, but here, there are probably about 100.
I think she's hypnotizing herself. She's just standing there and looking.
Yeah, through the reflection. She sees 4 copies of herself, and that's
I'm just curious about what's going on in her brain right now. Imagine you've never seen a mirror in your life. You look at it and you think, what? What is this?
She sees so many of them there. Yeah. Just look at it from this angle. I mean, jeez.
I can say that chickens react more intensely to mirrors. She starts fighting with them. Dogs definitely didn't do that. But I suggest adding another element to the maze now. A few more chickens. It's very interesting to see if they can distinguish the real chicken from the reflections after this. For some reason, I don't think they can.
They now look at each other and think, like, is that a reflection or are you real?
They're just ignoring each other. Maybe they really don't understand what's happening. They can't figure out which one's real. Or maybe they just think there are so many chickens that they don't pay attention to the live ones at all. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking. One of the chickens had a wild malfunction. She pecks at the mirror, hoping to catch a grain, and for some reason, she can hardly hit the grain at all. She just pecks next to the grain every time. Obviously, she's trying to pick up the grain, but she misses by about 1 centimeter every time. I think it's probably because one eye of the chicken sees the grain on the floor, and the other eye sees the grain in the reflection. And this leads to a slight disorientation, and as a result, we observe this kind of behavior. What can I conclude from this experiment? All the chickens react differently. One chicken almost always finds a way out and leaves the maze. One chicken gets stuck and has been unable to get out for about 20 minutes now. And the third chicken just walks around, collects grain, and constantly misses. It's strange that all of them are the same breed, but the reactions are completely different. That's how it turns out. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've already hit the like button, subscribe. Well, that's all. And thanks for watching. I won't say it today. Goodbye, everyone.